What is going on, everyone? It is the week of February 7th, and I have a trophy talk for you. Welcome back, welcome back. So I am going to be starting the trophy talks back up, going to try to do them every single week. I've been getting a lot of requests for it, and it's something that I've kind of wanted to get back into. Now, I was debating going back and forth between getting back into these just because I had recently, in the past few months, started a podcast with a few of my buddies. So if you want to go listen to that podcast, we release it every single Wednesday. It's around a 2-hour, 45-minute podcast. We've been consistently getting it around there on accident. So if you do want to go follow, there is a link for that in the description below. Go subscribe over there. And like I said, we do that every single Wednesday. Now, the reason that I kind of went on hiatus with the trophy talk was mainly because a lot of the things that I was discussing in the trophy talk, I was discussing in the podcast, or we were discussing in the podcast. So I kind of felt like the trophy talk was a little not unnecessary, but I was like, I'm repeating kind of what I'm saying. So I don't really know if I want to continue to do it 2 times a week, but I am going to do it just because if there are personal questions that people want to ask me and I can answer in the trophy talks, I will do that. Also, with the podcast, if you guys want to submit topics for us to talk about over there, you can do that on the podcast YouTube channel or on Twitter. You can add any of us, but all of the links for everything will be down in the description below. So if you want to go subscribe over there at that podcast, I would greatly appreciate it. And like I said, that'll be released every single Wednesday. So where have I been? I've been releasing a lot of guides and everything, and playing a lot of games. I hope everyone has had a happy new year. I know that I'm like a month late, but I hope everyone's had a happy new year. So where have I been? What have I been doing? So this may be I'm not sure how long this trophy talk will be, because I am going to cover everything that I've been doing since the last trophy talk. So this could go on for a decent amount of time, but I am also going to discuss where things are going to be going in the future. These videos, I'm not going to say I promise these videos to come out every single Monday, but I would say expect this video to come out earlier in the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, sometime around there. And I'm going to try my best to do it every single week, but with making guides and everything, it can kind of be, it can be a lot sometimes. Also, I know I've been saying it for weeks on weeks, but I have been trying to kind of get back into doing more how to platinums and multiplayer trophy guides, and really making more of those videos, more actual content for people to watch, other than just some trophy guides and some platinum trophy videos. So anyway, where have I been? If I looked at the last trophy talk before I started this, and I ended around Dead Island. That's about where I ended. So picking up CarX Drift Racing Online, I did do some more AFKing for this. This is something I want to get back to. There are a few trophies that I can kind of go for these for here in multiplayer sessions while I'm just getting XP. And then after that, well, I guess this one too. So these 5 I can go for in multiplayer while going for XP. And then from there, it's just boosting XP or AFKing XP. I got up to level 25. Max level is, I believe, 30. I want to say I'm about a third of the way there from an XP standpoint. So I do need to do a lot more of just AFKing, but I am getting there when it comes to the XP. I do also have to do the 1000 multiplayer races. So I'm probably going to do those before I start to AFK the levels again, just so I can, get all the random trophies done and then kind of go for that. I may leave some of these ones for last, these random trophies for last, just to, do an easy last trophy. But CarX has kind of just been, on the back burner. I haven't really been playing it, but I do intend on getting back to it at some point. It's really just coming down to AFKing, really. So it's nothing too crazy. Then up next, I have NBA Live 19. So what I did over here with NBA Live 19 was I did do the second Ultimate Team Challenge because I had everything done to get it done. I ended up hooking up some wires so that I could actually hook up either a second PS3 or PS4 to kind of play games and self-boost. So this was one of the ones that I just did the Ultimate Team to kind of get that done. Now, I do need to finish... There's a few more things that I need to finish in this game to get the multiplayer done. So NBA Live 18, I actually have the multiplayer done. I just have to play through the game. NBA Live 19, there's a few more things that I do need to get done in order to kind of finish it up, and that is the live run hype and the court battle hype reaching the legend status. I'm pretty high up in the, I think it's the live run hype, I'm pretty high up, so court battle hype I need to kind of work towards, and wow, this may, interesting. I'll have to check that. I wonder if this is, I guess many people didn't get this, so I'll have to hop on that game and give that a look. But yeah, I mean, if someone's interested, wow, people haven't earned this in a while, but I guess there was a big gap between September and December. If anyone's interested in doing this, you only need 4 people to boost it. You can boost it. If you have 2 people with 2 consoles, so 4 consoles total, you can actually do it with just 2 people. I would definitely be interested. If there's anybody that's interested in doing it, let me know, and we can just play a little bit every week. But yeah, that's NBA Live 19. Didn't really do too much there. Then we get on to, oh my, Battlefield Hardline. So I think I talked about this in a previous trophy talk, going for this one trophy, test your medal in Battlefield Hardline. So basically this medal was, or this trophy, test your medal, was to complete 25 competitive matches. So the competitive side of Battlefield Hardline was going down on December 31st. So you did, this is down by now. It's been down for like a month or whatever. But what ended up happening was I wasn't really going to go for this. I had the game, I had the DLC, but I wasn't really going to go for this. And then someone messaged me and was like, hey, I have a team of people. We're more than glad, you can join. We'll get this done in a day, because 25 competitive matches, it really doesn't take that long if you have competent people playing. Well, the problem was these people were not competent, and there was a lot of issues. So this is a little finicky. This was a little finicky where the people who were hosting the team. So basically what you did was you had 2 teams of, I think 4 or 5. You had 2 teams. And the people who were hosting the teams had to be in the same region, because if they weren't, you couldn't match for some reason. It was region locked. Okay, cool. So this one guy was hosting. He was from Russia. He was hosting, and then he had an alt that was hosting so he could connect to himself. So he was hosting it. We were getting along. We weren't that efficient with it, but we were getting through. And next thing you know, he just disappears. He goes offline, and we're all kind of just sitting around for like 15 or 20 minutes, and we're like, what is happening? Like, this guy was hosting this game, and now he's just kind of disappeared. Like, what the fuck has happened? So he just gets up and goes. So there's 2 people. There was me and someone else in the lobby who were both from North America. So we were like, hey, we'll host. So we were hosting, and it was just a shit show. Like, this trophy should have taken us probably 2 or 3 hours to get. It ended up taking like 6 or 7 or 8. It really took a long time, and it really shouldn't have taken that long, just because people just didn't know what they were doing. Like, when the match started up, you could use the method of actually quitting. You didn't actually have to play the match. So when you loaded in, if everyone just loaded in and then killed themselves, it counted as a death, because the competitive mode is kind of like permadeath. So when you die, you're done. So if you load in and then you change your loadout, which kills you, you die, and you're game over, And if everyone does that, you can get done matches really quick. Well, people weren't doing that, and then people weren't joining, because if someone has, every single time a game ended, the group was disbanded. So you had to get the people back in. But the good thing was that if someone just started a group, people could just join. You didn't have to actually send invites out. So, but people wouldn't join, and it was a nightmare. It was an actual nightmare. So you can see I earned this trophy at 4:40 p.m. I think we started this at like 10 a.m. Like, it was really early, and it was a nightmare. It was really a nightmare, but I got that trophy done. Who knows when I'll go for this platinum in 100%, because I don't feel like getting whatever it is, 30,000 kills. No, it's more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 40,000 kills, because you have to get 10,000 with each of the classes. Like, yeah, okay. Yeah, see you never. But at least I have the thing done that's unobtainable if I ever want to. So that was just quite the experience. Would never suggest to do that. I would never suggest anybody to do that. That was awful. So that's Battlefield Hardline. Jeez Louise, that was awful. Then up next, we have a game that I basically was sunk a lot of time into, and I kind of just played it straight through, and I was making guides and everything for it, but it's Assassin's Creed Valhalla on the PlayStation 4. I still don't have a PlayStation 5, if anybody's wondering, so yeah, that's pretty cool. But I was playing this on the PlayStation 4, and I played through and finished everything up. I did a full thing of guides and everything, and it was definitely an enjoyable game compared to other Assassin's Creeds. It definitely felt more Assassin's Creedy than like Assassin's Creed Odyssey did, but it still didn't feel right just because you were a Viking. Like, why? The time periods that they pick are definitely interesting, but it doesn't make sense for a character like a Viking to have to act like an assassin. It just really doesn't make sense. So I think that's why the game kind of didn't feel the best. Now, the good or bad news, any way you want to take it, Valhalla is supposed to be the last game of the trilogy of like these RPG style games. So I'm hoping with the next Assassin's Creed that comes out, we'll get a true next gen Assassin's Creed, and it'll be more like Unity or like even the original Assassin's Creeds, like Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood. Like, I hope it really just goes back to that structure and not this RPG structure, because I'm just not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of the RPG structure for Assassin's Creed. I'm not a fan of these ginormous maps. I'm just not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it. So I like unlocking the equipment as the game goes along instead of getting skill points to unlock skills. I don't like the RPG factor in an Assassin's Creed game. It's just me. Even though Origins is like one of my favorite Assassin's Creed games, I think it worked good for that game, but it's literally gone downhill ever since. But I think it worked for Origins because of the time period. Like, the time period made sense. Valhalla is just like, why do you have an assassin during like where there's Vikings? Like, Vikings were not stealthy. They were not, that's not how they were. So, but yeah, I ended up finishing this up, and it is what it is. So in case you're wondering, I do plan on still going for all of the Assassin's Creed games. I have all of them done at least one time. I am going to work on doing all of the stacks somewhat soon. I'm not sure when that soon will be, but it'll be sometime soon. I'm probably going to start with the Assassin's Creed Chronicles pack, and then I'm probably going to do, honestly, I'm probably going to do Chronicles back to back, because I just don't want to deal with Chronicles anymore. So I'm probably going to do these ones back to back, Vita first, then PS4 after, and then I'm probably going to start playing back through all of these games and doubling up, which will be, I'm actually excited to play back through and do like Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, even like 3 and 4. Like, I'm really excited to get back into those and play them again, just because they were like some of the first platinums that I got, and they hold like a lot in me for like trophy hunting. Like, they kind of got me into trophy hunting, and they got a lot of people into trophy hunting. So I'm looking forward to going back to them. I am still waiting for a good old Assassin's Creed 1 remaster. I don't want like a port. I want a true remaster. Honestly, I would take like an Ezio collection remaster too, but I don't want to reach too far, but I do want to do all of the Assassin's Creeds and get them all done at some point. But Valhalla is done. It was fun to play. It's a fun game. It takes fucking forever, but it was fun to play. So let's continue on. Then up next we have Enemy Front. So I have been working on Enemy Front with Waves and Brian. We've been trying to get through this. The last trophy that I have to get is obtaining the first sergeant rank, which I believe is around 600k XP. Yes, 600k XP. I'm at around 200k. So about a third of the way done the XP grind. We've only done it for 2 nights, about an hour or 2 each night. So we really haven't put too much time into it, but I'm hoping for that to be kind of done soon. In regards to, because I'm not sure if I have any more of these up here. Not really. So in regards to like shitty PS3 multiplayer games, I do really intend on getting into some of these and kind of knocking them out. I've been playing a lot of games and trying to focus on my rotation of Hitman and Star Wars games, but I do want to get back into some of these shitty PS3 multiplayer games like BioShock 2, Grid Autosport, the rest of the Need for Speed games. Like, I want to do a lot of PS3 multiplayer games and try to focus on those just to get them done, because I just want to get them done. I've been talking about it for a while, and I just really haven't done it. So, yeah. But that's enemy front. It's a work in progress. Up next, we have Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor Game of the Year Edition. So this one kind of came out of nowhere. So there was an announcement a few months back that Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, the Vendetta missions that are available in the game, which are basically like missions to, kind of like, I can't think of the word, but basically get vengeance for your I don't think vengeance to get revenge for your friend for your friend's death, which it's this repaid in blood trophy. Let's see if anyone's earned it. So it looks like these servers still have not gone down, so that's kind of cool. But but basically they were supposed to shut the servers down for this at the end of the year for the Vendetta mission trophy. So my plan was that I was just going to get on and get the Vendetta mission trophy, and then I kind of remembered that this platinum is kind of short, so I ended up getting the platinum, and then I ended up doing the DLC 2, which also included the Hunt is My Mistress trophy, which I got in my first try this time, so that was kind of cool. So I ended up playing through that. That really didn't take me too long. It took me, about a week and some change, almost 2 weeks. So yeah, that was fun to go back and play. So in regards to Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, which again, this kind of came out of nowhere, I do own Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor on the PS3. So since I did do Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor and the Game of the Year edition, I am going to do the PS3 one at some point. Probably not anytime soon, but at some point, and I will stream it because it is an awful game. If you guys haven't followed me on Twitch, by the way, there is a link to my Twitch down in the description below. I do stream all my platinums and various other trophies and various other games. So if you want to follow me, there's a link for that down in the description below. I don't really have like a schedule. I try to stream like 2 or 3 times a week, but it's kind of random when I stream. So yeah, then up next after Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, I got into the Perplexing Orb because I did end up getting this. So that got me done the Perplexing Orb franchise or series or whatever you want to call. So a nice little fun game. Nothing too crazy. I mean, obviously Perplexing Orb 2 is better than Perplexing Orb, but needless to say, it's still a fun game. And if you guys haven't played either the Perplexing Orb or the Perplexing Orb 2, I would definitely suggest to pick them up because they're nice little fun games. You can get them both done in about 2 to 3 hours, and they're enjoyable. I mean, there's nothing that will really frustrate you. You'll get some trophies and you'll have a good time. I wouldn't really consider these like dirt easy platinums like Rata games, but they really are fun. And I know the guy that develops these, so he's a really good guy and he puts a lot of time into these games. So I would definitely suggest picking these up if you have some extra change laying around. Perplexing Orb 1 and 2. So then we get into something that kind of came out of nowhere. So if you guys don't know, I'm a fan of very bad games. That's usually my specialty, is bad games. I play good games every once in a while. I do try to experience some good games, but for the most part, I think I play pretty bad games. So I was streaming or I wasn't streaming, but I was planning on streaming, some games, and people were suggesting me some things. And every time I stream, I'm always suggested like FMV games, sorry. I'm always suggested FMV games. So I've never really been a fan of FMV games, but during one of the PSN sales, there was a few FMV games that I was kind of like, okay, I can kind of get behind these. So the first of those being 5 Dates. So 5 Dates is a game. It's a game. Now, it's a game that I wouldn't really suggest anyone to play really by yourself. It was a phenomenal stream game because it was so interesting to experience. It's definitely something that I would play with like a group of people or something, but really by yourself, it's not going to be as like funny, but it was an experience. So basically what it is it's kind of like a dating simulator game, a dating simulator FMV that takes part during quarantine. So, but while the big C is going on. So it was definitely an interesting game. And the girls in it are just completely like unrelatable. Like their girls don't act like the way they act, which is just like so interesting. But yeah, it was a nice little fun game to play on stream. And I will say I did kind of enjoy playing it on stream. Now, I don't know if I would have enjoyed playing it on my own, but playing it on stream was definitely pretty interesting. So then up next we got back into the rotation. So the Hitman Star Wars rotation. So the last Hitman game that I did was Hitman Blood Money. So the next Star Wars game that I decided to do was Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast, which I had a blast playing. I really truly did. I've been playing Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, which we're getting to, and playing Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast was just phenomenal. Like, if you guys have not picked these games up, like, you should pick these games up. Like, they are a lot of fun to play. I wouldn't suggest to like beat them as fast as possible, because there are ways that you can really blow through these games and get them done super fast, but I wouldn't do that. I would really play through them. They're really fun games, and I have to say that they probably have some of the best lightsaber combat from really any Star Wars game. There's probably only a few that really compare to it, but it, like, wherever your saber goes, like, that, it's hitting whatever it hits. So it's very realistic when it comes to that. And it can be kind of difficult. You are supposed to beat it on the hardest difficulty, but you can actually do a thing where you just teleport to the last level and then beat it. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, it was phenomenal to play. I put out a full trophy guide with trophies and collectibles. So if you are having any issues with any of those, or you need to find any of that stuff, you can find that on the channel. But yeah, I was actually surprised by the owners on Jedi Knight 2 or Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast and Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, because there really is no game owners. It's super, super confusing. But if you guys haven't picked it up, I would suggest to go pick these two games up, because they're phenomenal. If you like Star Wars games, you're going to really like these. If you're not a fan of Star Wars, you may not really like them, but they're still really good games to play. Maybe it'll get you into Star Wars. But up next we have Telling Lies, which is another FMV game. Now, from playing 5 Dates to then playing Telling Lies, I was very, very disappointed. I think that that's the easiest way to say it, because 5 Dates was super funny. There was always stuff going on. It was a blast to play on stream with everybody's reaction. And then Telling Lies was almost like, why am I doing this? It just was not fun at all. And the story just really, unless you're like super invested into it, it just doesn't make sense. Nothing adds up. You end up just like playing videos for 2 seconds and exiting out of them, just because there's a trophy for uploading all the videos, and in order to upload all of them, you have to watch all of them, and there's 170 of them, and you have to kind of search keywords in order to get certain videos. So it's really a drag to play through, and you can definitely get it fast. You can get it done faster than I can, like no doubt. Like 3.5 hours was really long. I was having issues with a few of the things, but I really just cannot suggest this game to anybody. It really was just not fun. Even if you're doing it for like a stream or doing it with a group of friends or something, it's just very, very boring and annoying, to say the less. So that was done. Whatever. We got the 2 FMV games out of the way. So then next we get into another Hitman game, because I've been trying to stay on top of my Hitman Star Wars rotation, and the next Hitman game was Hitman Absolution on the PS3. Now, I did do the contracts for this way back in like 2017 or something, so I did get that done way back in the day. If you guys don't know, the contracts for Hitman Absolution, the servers or the multiplayer mode, went down a while back, so I was able to get those done back in the day. But I did play through this. Now, going into Hitman Absolution, I heard a lot from a lot of people about how this is just an awful Hitman game. I heard that a lot. And so going into it, I didn't really have too much of like a high expectation of the game. I've heard people say you can play it like a third-person shooter and still get the platinum. There's like really no stealth revolved around the game. You can play it stealthily, obviously, but you don't have to. So let me get a drink real quick. So going in, I was kind of like, this should be interesting, but I really wasn't expecting I wasn't really expecting it to be a good Hitman game. And I have to say, I was sadly mistaken. Now, it obviously, I would say, compared to the previous Hitman games, it's probably not the best Hitman game. but it's still a really fun game to play. It's structured really cool. It has a lot of good stat tracking. It has a lot of good chapter select, which I can really appreciate in a game. And overall, it's just fun to play. Like, it may not be the best Hitman game. It may not be the best stealth game. You may not have to worry about stealth as you're going through, but I think it's a pretty phenomenal game to play. And I have to say that the people being hard on it, I think are just being hard for no reason. I did notice that it was kind of the start of like the dumb AI. The new Hitman games on the PS4, like the Hitman 2016, Hitman 2, Hitman 3, they all have like dumb AI. Like the AI is just stupid. They don't really pay attention to what's going on around them. They're just completely oblivious to everything that's happening. And it all kind of started with Absolution. Like all of the AI before this, they were very realistic. They were very tentative of what's going on around them. If they saw something that they didn't recognize, they would, freak the fuck out about it. But Absolution kind of starts that whole like dumb AI. Now, the one thing that can be kind of annoying with this game is like how the disguises work. It makes sense, but it can be kind of annoying to have to deal with. So I can't suggest this game anymore. Like, even if you're not into like stealth games, it's still a phenomenal game. Now, if you didn't do the multiplayer on the PS3 version, you can't do the PS3 version, but luckily they did end up remastering this game on the PlayStation 4, which I'm going to play at some point. So you can go play it over there. It's the same exact trophy list minus that online contracts mode. So you could still get this platinum and you could still enjoy the game, and it'll look better than it did on the PS3. I would hope so. But the way that I'll end this, the best analogy that I can give for Absolution, which I've been telling people, time and time again, Absolution to the Hitman franchise is kind of how AC4 is to the Assassin's Creed franchise. And what I mean by that is AC4 to the Assassin's Creed franchise is a god-awful Assassin's Creed game tied into the story mode and everything, but it's a phenomenal game to play. Hitman Absolution is really a bad, stealthy Hitman game, but it's a phenomenal game to play. Like, it's just, I guess, sorry, let me rephrase. AC4 is a really bad game compared to the Assassin's Creed storyline, but it's a very good pirate game. Hitman Absolution is kind of bad in regards to Hitman games being stealthy and everything, but it's a phenomenal third-person action shooter game. So I had a lot of fun playing through it. Then maybe because my expectations weren't set too high, so when I did play through it, I was kind of like, damn, it's kind of nice. But yeah, we got that done. That was a lot of fun. Again, full trophy guide, collectible guide for that. So if you guys want to go check any of that out, feel free to check it out on the channel. I did record everything again on the PS3 version, but the PS3 and PS4 are exactly the same. So you should have no issues with anything if you're playing on either one of those consoles. So then up next, we have a game called Dark Awake. Now, I don't think I've ever talked about this game on a trophy talk or really before I played it. So what is Dark Awake? It doesn't even have a platinum. It's on the PS3. What is it? So Dark Awake is a nice little fighting game. It's kind of fun to play. It has a little bit of online, but the reason why Dark Awake is on here is strictly because of this trophy list. If you guys take a look at this trophy list, you're going to see some things that are kind of strange about it. So first of all, the trophies are just called what they are. So the gold trophy is named gold, and its description is gold. And then there's a few silver trophies here that are also named gold, but their description is only gold. So I guess they're like a tier below the gold. And then there's a silver here that's a silver that has the description silver. So I guess that one's not as difficult as the other ones. Now, the two that I have here are for completing 50 matches in the multiplayer and winning 50 matches in multiplayer and winning 50 matches in multiplayer without using any mana. There's one more online trophy that's related to winning 100 player matches, which is the silver trophy. And then you'll notice at the bottom here, we have all these bronze trophies, and they're just named, well, they're named something different. They're not named bronze. They're actually named blondes, and the description is blondes. So this is a phenomenal trophy list. Like, when I saw this trophy list, I had to get this game, and I needed to earn these trophies. This is just something that's just, it's in here for the meme. And I gotta say, it's actually kind of a fun game, but I cannot get over these trophies, these trophy descriptions, and I especially cannot get over the blondes. I think that the bronze trophy needs to forever be renamed the Blondes trophy, because that is phenomenal. That is absolutely phenomenal. There had to have been something lost when translating this, because this game is a Japanese game. The menus are all Japanese. You have to buy it in the Japanese store, but there had to have been something that went wrong with the translation here. If something truly is wrong in PSN profiles, like, you guys don't fix it, please. Just leave it the way it is. This is phenomenal. This has to stay the way it is. And the fact that it says blondes is even better. So then lastly, catching up on everything that I've been playing, we have Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, which I am currently playing right now. And this is a very fun game. So Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast, you play as a certain character, and you're playing through that character's story. And it's fun, but it's his story, and it's kind of like cool. Like, I like your story, Kyle, but you're kind of an idiot, because he's kind of an idiot in the game. Let's be completely honest. So Jedi Academy, I start to play through, and in Jedi Academy, you can actually create your own character. Now, granted, you have the same name, you know, whether you're a guy, girl, whatever race you pick, whatever character you picked. I picked, obviously, a Twi'lek, and I had her red because of Darth Talon. So, you know, I had to represent Darth Talon here. We're obviously repping a purple lightsaber, double-sided, even though that's not Darth Talon, but that's just cool. But yeah, the thing that I really, really, really like about this game is just the way it's structured. And I don't know why there's not more Star Wars games like this. Now, granted, in the time that I have not been making trophy talks, there's been some big news in regards to Star Wars, the Star Wars IP with video games. EA actually lost the exclusivity deal that they had for the Star Wars games. And there was literally, the day it happened, Ubisoft announced that they were making a Star Wars game. So I'm really looking forward to that. But listen, I'm talking to anybody out there that is a developer that is going to make a Star Wars game. Literally just take the concept of Jedi Knight Jedi Academy and just update it to some new graphics, add some cool missions with some cool planets, and call it a day. So let me explain what the concept, or let me explain what the rundown of how Jedi Academy kind of works. Essentially, you create a character, you're going to Luke Skywalker's Jedi Academy, which takes place after episode 6. And essentially what you're doing is you're starting as a new recruit, like a Padawan, essentially, and you're working your way up the ranks to become a Jedi Knight, and you're just going on random missions to random planets. But as you're doing this, there's something else that's being uncovered. You've realized that there's a new Sith that's trying to arise, and you kind of deal with that. And I just think it's such a cool concept, and it would literally be so easy to do in either side of time. You know what I mean? Like, you can do it in the time after episode 6 when Luke is trying to remake the Jedi Order. An even easier time is when you already have the Jedi Council created, you know, pre-episode 3, you know? Like, there's so many opportunities that you could take with this concept of just becoming a new recruit and working your way up to a Jedi Knight and adding random missions and just doing random things. And, you know, oh, maybe you have to do this in the Jedi Temple. You have to do these missions to get these upgrades, or you have to do these missions to get these upgrades. And I think that the concept behind this game is phenomenal. Like, I love the concept behind this game. And I really hope some companies, some developers, some publishers really see what this game is, or this concept, and they kind of roll with it, because it's phenomenal. Like, and it's kind of crazy that I've never even thought about like a game like this. Like, it makes so much sense, and it's literally so easy, and you have so much creative freedom because you're not tied to a story mode. You're not tied or to like a specific story. Now, obviously, you can't branch out and make a game that's, you know, pre-episode 3, and then you're the one that figures out that Palpatine is Darth Sidious. Like, okay, we can't do that. That's a little ridiculous. We got to stay in canon here. But I just think you could uncover so many other things that would be like phenomenal. Like the way that you could tie this into any of the prequel episodes, to even before that. Like there's just so many possibilities that you could do with this concept of becoming a new recruit and then working your way up through the ranks to become a Jedi Knight, or even like a Jedi Master or something. Like, it's just, I can't get over it, because I'm playing through, and like the story, the story is obviously like cliche and everything, but I'm just like, the bones of this game is amazing. Like, anyone can do this. But yeah, so I'm playing through. It's a lot of fun. I'm about to actually finish the game. I just made the decision of doing light side or dark side ending. I picked light side ending. You can get both endings in one playthrough. You just have to do a manual save before you make your decision. So that's kind of cool. And I am playing through on the Jedi Master difficulty. There's no cheese like in Jedi Outcast. So that's taking a little bit of time, but it's a lot of fun. I'm really having a lot of fun playing through the game. I've put out trophy guides and everything for it, and it's a blast. It truly is a blast. It does have multiplayer, so if you guys are going to go for this platinum, keep an eye out for that. There's like 3 multiplayer trophies. You have to get first place in a match, a 1v2 power duel, and then win a match without using force powers. I think it's just these 3 down here. I could be mistaken, but you just need 3 people. It really doesn't take too long to do. And I can't believe how low this platinum percentage is. 7%. That's crazy. But this game, I was actually thinking about this the other day when I was looking at Jedi Academy and Jedi Outcast. Just the game owners compared to how big the Star Wars IP is just blows my mind. Like, this game only has 2,412 game owners, and Jedi Outcast has 6,972. So basically 7,000 game owners and 2,500 game owners between the Star Wars IP. Like, has there been no like marketing for this? Do people not even know this game exists? Like, what is going on? But if you guys haven't played either one of these games and you're even a slight fan of Star Wars, I would just suggest to go pick them up. They're phenomenal. They're phenomenal games, and I'm hoping with the exclusivity deal with EA and Lucas, or I guess Disney, with the Star Wars IP, we kind of get some really cool, unique new games. I think Lucas Arts Games, or whatever, Lucasfilms Games, actually came back, so they will be involved in all of either the publishing or whatever of all of these games. So obviously Disney was looking at it before, but they did open the studio back up as kind of they're probably going to be like the publisher of the games, or something. Like, Ubisoft will probably develop a game, and then the Lucasfilms or whatever will publish it, or it'll be like a co-publishing or something. But I'm really looking forward to what new Star Wars games that we kind of get now that the exclusivity deal is over. So anyway, we're about 40 minutes in. That's everything that I've been playing over the past about 3 months, I would say. So what do I plan on playing in the upcoming week? Because I will be doing this weekly again, the trophy talk. So obviously I will be finishing up Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy. And then the next Hitman game that I will have to do, or that the next Hitman game that I will get into, will be the Hitman reboot, so Hitman 2016. So I'm actually really looking forward to playing those reboot games, just because I've saw so many things about them. They look phenomenal to play. They look like a bunch of fun to play, but I just need to play them. So those will be the next ones I play. So Hitman will go in order. It will go Hitman 2016, Hitman 2, Hitman 3. Then I'll go back and play Blood Money and Absolution remasters, and then I'll play Hitman 3 on the PS5. Hopefully I have a PS5 by that point. So that's the goal for Hitman games. We will be getting basically all of these games right here will be done. I'll be doing all the stacks and everything, and this will all be checked off. So we'll be going Hitman 2016, Hitman 2 with the additional expansion, Hitman 3 on the PS4. Then we'll go back. We'll do Hitman Blood Money, Hitman Absolution Remastered, and then Hitman 3 again. So that'll be quite a doozy, but we'll get it done. We'll have all the Hitman games done. It'll be cool. So when it comes to Star Wars, it's a little bit more of a complicated loop, just because I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do. So, with doing Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast, and Jedi Academy, the next game that I'm probably going to do when it comes to Star Wars is probably going to be Jedi Fallen Order. That's probably what I'm going to do. After Jedi Fallen Order, I'm probably going to do Episode 1 Racer, and I may do Episode 1 Racer and Squadrons back to back because Episode 1 Racer is kind of easy. So we'll do Episode 1 Racer, Squadrons. Then I'm probably going to go to either Clone Wars Republic Heroes or Bounty Hunter or Lego Star Wars 3, Episode 3, whatever the Clone Wars Lego Star Wars is. And then obviously I'll be going back to Jedi Fallen Order at some point to do the stack. And then I'm probably going to be saving Jedi Starfighter for like last. The absolute last thing that I'm going to do is going to be the Vader Immortal stuff, just because hooking the VR up is going to be a nightmare. But when it comes to the Star Wars games, there are a few that I'm staying away from. So obviously Star Wars Pinball, I will be staying away from. I'm not touching Star Wars Pinball. That can kiss my ass. I'm not touching that. Also, for the time being, I'm staying away from Super Star Wars. Maybe at some point I'll go and I'll play it, because if I do all of them and it's the last thing I have, maybe I'll play it. But for the time being, I'm staying away from Super Star Wars. I really don't want to go near it. It's a possibility, but it's way down the line, and I would want to focus more on something like Bounty Hunter or Jedi Starfighter before I do Super Star Wars, because those are both a nightmare, especially Jedi Starfighter. So, yes. Breakdown again, just to kind of say, next Star Wars game will probably be Jedi Fallen Order. Then I'll be doing Episode 1 Racer along with Squadrons, because Episode 1 Racer is easy. Then I'll probably be doing Clone Wars Republic Heroes. It'll be either between Clone Wars Republic Heroes or the Lego Star Wars Episode 3 Clone Wars. So it'll be something Clone Wars, and then the next one I'll just swap it. And then probably after that, I'll be doing maybe Bounty Hunter after that, then Jedi Fallen Order again, then Jedi Starfighter, and then Vader Immortal. So that's kind of the goal there. It's a lot of hopping back and forth, just because I don't really want to do it in the stages that they have here, just because I want to play other games in the franchise. But that's what's kind of going on with those two franchises. And in between, I am going to be playing some random games. So after I get done Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, I do want to play Wreckfest. I may also try to do Dirt Rally 2.0. I'm not really sure, because Dirt 5 did come out, and it would be nice to get it done. But yeah, I may do Dirt Rally 2.0. I've been kind of having like a little itch to play a racing game, and Wreckfest came up, and I was like, oh, that would be a phenomenal game to play. Wreckfest is amazing. But yeah, I'm going back and forth with doing things. Obviously, for like multiplayer games, I'm going to be focusing on trying to get done Dark Awake. Once I get done the other multiplayer for Dark Awake, the multiplayer trophy for Dark Awake, I'll be trying to get the 100% in that. And then Enemy Front, trying to finish that up, and then getting into some other multiplayer PS3 games possibly. I want to try to line up getting done Rock Band 2 on a PS3. I do want to try to get the Rock Band games done. That would be nice, at least the multiplayer for them. So Rock Band 2, and then there's like Green Day Rock Band, there's Beatles Rock Band, obviously Rock Band 3, Rock Band 4, which I'm not really worried about those. But yeah, I'm trying to get done Rock Band 2, some rhythm games. I guess Rock Band is really the only thing, because the Guitar Hero games have gone down. And then, just focusing on some other random, PS3, I guess you could say random PS3 games, getting done like BioShock 2, Grid Auto Sport. The only two Need for Speed games that I need to finish, so let me actually look that up. So Need for Speed is a franchise that I would like to get done. The only two Need for Speed games on the PS3 where I need to do the multiplayer for is going to be Shift and Shift 2. Now, obviously, Shift 2 is a fucking nightmare. I do want to do it, but it's going to be a headache. Shift 1, I'm just waiting for Waves to get the DLC, and then I'm going to do that with him. And then I also am going to do Need for Speed Most Wanted on the Vita at some point. I believe you can do that on the PS TV, so I'll probably be doing that on the TV, but I do need to hop on and get that multiplayer done at some point. And then I also, if I'm going to be doing stacks and everything, I do need to get Rivals at some point and get that done. So that may come at some point. And then I'm not really worried about Payback or Heat or Need for Speed 2016, but Need for Speed may be a franchise that I kind of throw in to the rotation. Now, there's a question that I asked on Twitter. I did put something out as a post on YouTube, but no one really replied to it. So leave this down in the comments below. Let me know what franchises you would like to see in the alternating franchises at some point. And if someone leaves a franchise that you think that you agree with, just give it a thumbs up. I've already heard a lot for Resident Evil. I've heard a lot for Yakuza. You can leave them below if you want to, but I will be looking at, putting other things in at some point, because obviously I'm looking ahead once I'm done Hitman and Star Wars, what I'm going to go from, for there. I may put some easier ones in to start off with just to get a few done that I really want to do. Like when I get done the Hitman franchise, I may throw in Splinter Cell. I may throw in the Prince of Persia games. I may throw in the Need for Speed games at some point because I already have some of them done. So I can just throw some of them in. But if there's any franchises that you would love to see thrown into that kind of rotation of getting done, do leave that down in the comments below. And again, if you see one that that you agree with, just give it a like so that I know, or like reply to it. A like will be easier because the more likes I see on them, the more I'll know. But again, I've heard a lot for Resident Evil and I've heard a lot for Yakuza. Now, I don't have any Yakuza games on my list. As for Resident Evil, I am planning on getting done the multiplayer for a lot of Resident Evil games upcoming in the next few weeks. Just working on RE6 on the PS3 and PS4, RE5 on the PS3 and PS4. Those are probably the two worst games to get done when it comes to multiplayer. And then I will be working through, well, we're not counting Umbrella Corps or Resistance, but 5 and 6 to get done. Then I'm going to be doing Revelations, Revelations 2, Operation Raccoon City, and then we will be doing Umbrella Corps and Resistance at some point. But I'm probably going to worry about the main games before I do that. And to let you know, I will be doing all the stacks of them, because if I am going to add RE to the rotation at some point, I am going to do every RE game. So I need to have the multiplayer done for all of them. So I will be doing all of the multiplayer for 5 on the PS3 and PS4, Revelations on the PS3 and PS4, Raccoon City, 6 on the PS3 and PS4, Revelations on the PS3, PS4, and the Vita, and then obviously Umbrella Corps and Resistance on the PS4. So again, leave it down in the comments below any games that you would like to see added to the rotation. Now, I do want to kind of give some suggestions to people, because again, I've heard some big name stuff like RE, like Yakuza. I do kind of want to focus, after I get done Hitman and Star Wars, I do want to focus again on some smaller franchises. Now, what I mean by smaller franchises is some games that have maybe like 5 games in the franchise. So like I said, Splinter Cell, that's a good one. It's got 4. Prince of Persia has a few, like 5 or something, but they're really easy. Games like doing games like Just Cause, maybe all of the Spider-Man games, like just let me know down in the comments below, stuff like that in regards to franchise. The Tomb Raider games is another one. Just again, leave the suggestions down in the comments below. I will definitely take them all into consideration when it comes up. And maybe while I'm doing Star Wars and Hitman, I may swap a third one in there and I may do a 3-game rotation. We'll just see how it goes depending on what the suggestions are and what kind of people want to see. And again, I do stream all of these games over on Twitch. So if you want to go follow me, there's a link for that down in the description below. It's twitch.tv/I'm Snickel. I think it's /, right? Or /. I don't really know. But anyway, guys, it's been about 49 minutes. I've gone through a lot of games that I've played. I've gone through a lot of things that are going to be upcoming. Again, I do plan on doing the trophy talks now every single week. I do want to apologize for not putting them out for a few weeks. I've been going through a lot of things, trying to set up the podcast. So, trying to work on some new graphics for the channel, just to kind of give it a little refresh and update, because I'm trying to make it a little more professional. Again, if you want to go listen to the podcast and subscribe over there, we would greatly appreciate it. There will be a link for it down in the description below. Again, once a week, so you'll have a trophy talk to listen to, hopefully once a week, and a podcast to listen to as well. So hopefully it has enough content to get people through the week when it comes to listening to things. And if you also want some background noise, you can come watch the streams too. I'm really just plugging in it, aren't I? So there's no topics to discuss this week, just because there was a lot of games that I wanted to get through and a lot of things that I wanted to cover. But in upcoming trophy talks, if there are any topics that you do want me to discuss or talk about, do leave them in the comments below, or, at me on Twitter or something, and I will add them to an upcoming trophy talk as kind of a topic at the end. I don't want to cover too many topics, maybe just one or two, a trophy talk, but I will totally cover any topics that are suggested. Down in the comments below, let me know what games you guys have been playing, if there's any new games that you're looking forward to, if you've finally gotten a PS5. Again, I've been a little unlucky. I haven't gotten one yet, but hopefully I will be getting one in the next few months. Really trying my best. Down in the description below, again, you'll find links to all types of stuff, my Twitter, my Twitch, the Discord server, the podcast, all of that stuff. So if you want to go follow me on anything, I would greatly appreciate it. Like I said, Trophy Talks will be back hopefully once a week, earlier in the week. Keep an eye out for them. I do really appreciate everyone's support over the past few months. It's been greatly appreciated. Anyway, if you did enjoy the video, though, be sure to leave a like. If you've made it this far and you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing for more trophy content like this. And I hope to see you all around sometime soon.